Hi, first graders, welcome back. Today we're going to start a new unit all about nonfiction. Before we dive into what nonfiction is and all the different parts of nonfiction, today we're going to talk a little bit about what makes fiction and nonfiction different. Remember, we did a lot of work with fiction in our last unit all about Kevin Henkes. Fiction is made up by the author. It's made up from their imagination. And it's not true. But nonfiction is written to teach us and inform and explain about real things. We read a lot of fiction books together this year, like the Kevin Henkes books, like Chrysanthemum, or The Wall in the Middle of the Book, or Jabari Jumps. Nonfiction books we haven't done as much reading of together, but nonfiction books can be written about all sorts of things, like different animals, outer space, or even important people. How are fiction and nonfiction different? Well, fiction books we've already learned a lot about. We know that fiction tells a story, and you can read a fiction book for fun. We know that fiction books are make-believe, they're not real, and that they have story elements like characters, setting, a problem, and a solution. But nonfiction is really different. Nonfiction teaches us information, or facts. When you read a nonfiction book, you read it to learn something new. Nonfiction books are always real and true, and they don't have story elements. Let's take a look at a nonfiction book together. This book is called How Sound Moves. As I look through this book, I'm going to notice some of the things in this nonfiction book that maybe I haven't seen before in the fiction books that I've already read. Here's this book, How Sound Moves. Well, already I am noticing something different here on the first page called the Table of Contents. I haven't seen that in any of the nonfiction books that we read before. Let's see. This first part of the content says boom, boom, boom. Sound waves, hearing sound. I wonder if all these words are telling us some of the different chapters of the nonfiction book we're about to look through. Look, here's boom, boom, boom. Again, I saw that on the table of contents, and now here it is as sort of like a title or a heading for this page. I'm going to see what else I notice on this page. Well, I know in a lot of the fiction books I've read before, there were lots of drawings, like Kevin Henkes draws the pictures. But here I'm noticing some photographs, like someone took these pictures with a camera. That's definitely something different about fiction and nonfiction. Well, here's some more photographs and another heading or small title called Sound Waves. I'm going to start reading this page and see what else I can notice. A drummer hits a drumstick against a drum head to make it vibrate. Oh, I'm noticing the word drumhead and the word vibrate are darker than the other words, almost bold. That's interesting. I hadn't seen that in fiction books before, so that's something else that I notice. Here in the photographs, I'm also seeing drumsticks are labeling the picture, drumhead, this is the drumhead. These look like labels for the photograph. And then there's another short little sentence here in this box, almost like a caption of what is happening in this photograph. It says, when the person hits the drum head, it vibrates and makes a sound. Well, I notice this person has a drum and he's hitting the drum, and there's a picture of the vibrations. So already I've noticed a lot of things in this nonfiction book that I didn't notice in some of the fiction books I read. I noticed a table of contents. I noticed some photographs and some headings, like little titles on the top of each page, some bolder, darker words, and even some labels and other captions on the pages by the photographs. So I've already noticed a lot of things that in this nonfiction book that I haven't seen in my fiction books that I've already read. Your assignment for today is to notice something different in nonfiction books too. So first, you're going to read a nonfiction book from home on RazKids, Epic, or T-Read. If you don't have a lot of nonfiction books at home, make sure you look around on RazKids, Epic, or T-Read for some of those nonfiction books to help you with this assignment. As you read, jot down what you notice about your nonfiction book. I noticed a lot of new things that I hadn't seen before and what was different and maybe not quite something I'd seen in the nonfiction book that I read. I could jot all those noticings down on this recording sheet here, or on my own piece of paper. Remember, read a nonfiction book today. Don't read a book that's fiction and tells a story. Read a nonfiction book about something that is true and real that's going to teach you new information. Have fun, first grade.